Welcome back, Talk family, and thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Talk the Talk. I'm your host, Desh Palay-Birchin, and joining me today is Chantelle Potgieter. She's the marketing manager at one of my favorites, Hatfield Motor Group. So, as a marketing manager, Chantelle is responsible for developing, implementing, and executing strategic marketing plans for the Hatfield Motor Group in order to attract potential customers and retain existing ones. She has faced a lot of challenges in her career, but she overcame them one by one and learned a lot in her journey. She's the perfect role model for her fellow female colleagues, and I must mention this, she is also a nominee this year again for the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards. So Chantelle and I have come a long way in our journey in terms of the motoring industry and empowering women throughout Motoring South Africa. So without further ado, let's welcome Chantelle, and as always, this interview is proudly brought to you by Seriti Solutions, MFC and Avo by Nedbank. Hello, Chantelle.
How's it, Desh?
Gosh, we've done this so many times.
Yeah, I feel like part of the furniture by now.
Absolutely, we can actually just swap places. Someone needs to interview me. It's going to be you one day.
Yeah, we need to swap the roles around.
Right.
So you can feel our difficulties to sit in this chair.
Okay, so tell our viewers, Chantelle, more about Hatfield Group, maybe even the evolvement. It's evolved, or the evolution. It's not evolvement, sorry, the evolution. How there's been added dealerships, Furious merged. It's now Hatfield Holdings, right?
So Hatfield Motor Group is our global name, if you can call it like that, and internally we refer to the multi-brand dealerships as Hatfield Inc. Just like incorporating everything else.
Wow,
that's
okay.
not VW and Audi. So we started in 1998. Brad got an opportunity to open up a Volkswagen dealership in Pretoria. Him being from Joburg was a nightmare for him because he didn't know what the Pretoria market was like. But like Brad would have it, he just surrounded himself by successful people, and after we had Hatfield VW Pretoria, we opened it up. He then started with Bryanston, Braamfontein, and so the dealerships just Audi Centre Hatfield, and the dealership started being added to our group. And then in 2021 we got the opportunity to acquire multiple dealerships through the Fury Group. We've now in the interim decided to rebrand all those dealerships and not keep them as Fury. We want to label them as part of the Hatfield Motor Group, and to try and have two identities out in the market is very difficult. And also we picked up that a lot of people only knew Fury from Ford. So people didn't know we had Haval and Mazda and Isuzu and Suzuki and all these other brands as well. So that's now the next steps. The next step is establishing the Hatfield Motor Group not just as Volkswagen, because a lot of people only see Hatfield Motor Group as Volkswagen and Audi, but that we also now have these other brands in the market as well. And that's where we're going from here.
Okay, and it's not yet out, but we might be getting new brands, right? Brands or dealers?
So brands, I don't think at this point in time we would take over an existing dealerships. We would go for greenfields operations, or maybe bolt on to some of our multi-brand dealerships that we currently have, if the facility allows for it. But there's so many new competitors coming into the market with new product, and all good product. So we would always be open for new dealerships to be added onto our profile. We always in discussions. Brad's looking at various Brad and Chris OEMs that we can partner with.
Right. Brad and Chris, Brad Capital, what an amazing man, right? And I think it's that culture that filters through all the dealerships. He has such integrity, and is literally available just to anybody that needs to talk to him, right?
Yeah. He's very humble. He's very busy at this time, so I don't think he gets to all the dealerships like he would want to. But that's why we've got Chris Beekers, who basically runs up the Hatfield Inc. or the multi-brand division, and then Michael Capital, Brad's son, has come into play as well, learning the ropes, looking after the Volkswagen and Joburg dealerships for us. And then so what's happened is, because we've grown so much, we've managed to put in some extra support from the top to help everybody, and I think it's made a difference that everybody needs somebody that they can go to and ask for advice, and everybody can't go to Brad. I mean, he's only got so many hours in the day. So Brad is again surrounded himself with some very, very successful and good people, and I think that's what makes us strong. So Brad realizes that the stronger the people around him, the better.
Well, I'm glad I don't work for Hatfield, okay, because I go to Brad. I go to Brad and he's always available for me. You see, we're lucky like that. So what do you love most though about representing Hatfield Motor Group?
I think it's because it's a family business, and we informal. Brad allows everybody to be who they are, and he doesn't try and change the person, because he employed you for who you are, and he has seen some values in who you are, so that I enjoy. I mean, it would be very difficult one day, I think, to leave the Hatfield Motor Group for whatever reason. I think if I had to leave, it's because I'm going to heaven or something, if I am, but I think that's why I enjoy it, because it's family. Even though Brad's busy, if I send him a WhatsApp, he might not reply now. And even if a sales executive or a cleaner or a wash bay person sends Brad a WhatsApp, he will get back to you. And I think that's what I love about Hatfield, and our logo is a heart as well. So it kind of just carries on that we're a family-owned, family-driven business, giving people the opportunity to live out their entrepreneurial skills within the scope of a corporate business. So it's very difficult, you know, especially now with 34 brands and dealerships and multi-brand dealerships. You know, you still have to have some guidelines, but everybody's got the freedom to perform.
Yes, absolutely. What inspired Hatfield Motor Group to have these awards? Now, let me first clarify, you used to have these awards prior to Fury being acquired, right?
Yes,
Okay. This year it's going to be off the mark. Really, you're blowing it out of the park, because now it's in Sandton Convention Center.
Yeah, so we started off, I think our first awards was at Kailami, and Cheryl Clausen's our director. She's been on the show as well.
Yes.
She headed up those awards, and it was tiny, it was small. I think there were only like 4 dealerships.
Right.
And it's just grown and grown from there. It went from Kailami to Audi Center Ravona showroom, then it went to a venue in Midrand. We were at Gallagher, we were at Empress, and now we're at the Sandton Convention Center.
And I'm invited.
Yeah, so what's different this year is that previous years we only had VW and Audi, and they like brother and sister, or maybe twins rather, and now we have to cater for all the different OEMs, and to make sure that all of them feel equally included, and they don't know us as well as what VW and Audi, so the expectations, I think they're like waiting to see what happens, and then this unfortunately was the first year that we could not invite every single staff member. Historically we've always done from the wash bay to all the way to a
I was
director.
about to say that I think you have about over 1,000 staff, right?
Yeah, so we've got 1,200 staff members. So we can still cater for all of them. The problem is that we've got 4 dealerships in KZN, so how do I get those people up? So yes, you'll organise a bus, but then the dealerships would have to be closed down for 3 days, so it just doesn't make sense. So this year we made the very sad decision to only invite the winners and nominees, and then obviously all our VIPs, business partners, media partners, and things like that.
And the OEMs as well?
Yeah, so the OEMs will be there, all the financial institutions, you know, banks and credit providers, and then we invite key people to come and enjoy the evening with us, because it's amazing for us to just showcase the success of our people, because at the OEM awards, only the sales manager or the service manager or the parts manager or the dealer principal actually gets recognized, but they can't be recognized without the hard work of the people on the floor. So we for example got a Rookie of the Year award. We clicked the most successful apprentice, workshop apprentice. So we look at salespeople.
How many categories are there, Chantelle?
I have to count now, but I think there's 9 different categories.
Okay.
Sorry, you caught me off guard on that one. So yes, 9 different categories. There's 173 winners or nominees, people that will be called up to stage. And then it's just to recognize. So we don't allow a manager to win anything. It's for the people.
Oh, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Why do you feel though that it's important to include every single person?
I think because teamworks make the dream work. One of our DPs has got that on his bottom of his email signature, and it's really true, because there's no ways that one person can run a dealership. And by including the whole team, I think it also motivates people to perform better, and everybody realizes that if there's one weak link, the whole department could fail, and then the whole dealership. So it's like in an engine. If one piston doesn't work, nothing's going to work. You know, and it doesn't matter that there's 4 others. The car's not going to perform how it should. So it's about that.
So Chantelle, from one awards to another, you were at my awards last year, or our awards, and this year you are a nominee. And I don't know yet if you are in the finals, but being a nominee alone is really, it's a great honor. It is. But what was your experience like? You've seen us evolve. Again, you started off even having your event in the showroom. I once had my event at my house. Okay, we went into the Balaika Hotel last year. This year is a surprise. It's the 5th anniversary, even bigger. And thanks to MFC and Nedbank for that. But what was your experience like seeing all these women from 9 different provinces there and receiving this recognition across the spectrum? How did you feel about that?
So first of all, the venue was amazing. The fact that everybody was there that plays such big roles in the industry, you know, it was quite nice to see that. And then it was so warm inside, because the emotions...
Yeah, there was no aircon.
So we just sneak out for a bit of fresh air. No. It was. I don't think you guys expected so many people to actually pitch up, because sometimes people RSVP and just don't come. But the emotions inside that facility was. It was alive, because some of those people were so emotional.
They were crying.
I mean, when they had to give their thank you speeches, like their voice was trembling, and the pride. Their fellow colleagues that was there, their parents or their husband or spouses. It was like this moment of, you're well done. So I really enjoyed the event because of the emotions that it evoked, and the fact that it was still true and honest. It wasn't like people were still people, and they were still cheering and having fun, and they were taking photographs and being true, just true who they are. Nobody was pretending to be something that they're not, and it was just awesome. It really was great.
Look, we have over 40 groups in the country, Hatfield being one of them. There's Motors, Bidvest, Philo World. We have nominees this year from every single OEM, every single group again. And yes, we need to choose the outstanding nominees in each group. For the finals, we can only put 300 people through to the finals. So it's becoming a gruesome, very challenging task. But I'm just taking this opportunity in your interview to tell you that we are trying to get to every single woman working in the motoring trade. I think there's 50,000 followers we are reaching in the next few weeks, and I think about 30,000 are women from our trade. So we're trying to get to you. We will get to you, and we appreciate the fact that you value this awards so much, and you've just validated that. Thank you for that. So what's your opinion about everything else that we do, Chantelle, in terms of and our growth in terms of reaching far and wide to empower women in our trade? And how does that resonate with you?
So I think what you've done is you've given voice. you've given a platform, a voice, you're supplying information without trying to intimidate any specific person, entity, gender. So I think what you've managed to do is to create this soft place where you can just go and or just be, or just ask, or just look at. So for example, if you're shy, you can log on to, or log into the YouTube channel, and you can go and look at interviews, and you can get inspired by some of the people that you're interviewing, because you've had like the who's of who in the mode industry on this chair, so it's like, it's comfortable chair. Maybe if I sit long enough, I'll become somebody.
You are something.
But I think that is the thing that I would commend on the most, is that not only are you looking at empowering people, you're giving them a way of getting rid of fears. You're giving them a way of having a voice irrespective of what happened in your past. You're giving them, you're inspiring them for the next step, and not to always just hide behind a wall, or behind your fear, or behind your insecurities, in the sense of, oh, but I'm just a lady, or I'm just a girl, or I'm just a woman, what do I mean, or what can I do, or what difference can I make? And you're telling them, well, just do it, let's just grab it. And I love your sense of energy, and you're not scared, and you're like always hyped out and ready for a challenge, and that's amazing. That's awesome. So I think for me, this can go on forever. And I think exponentially it can explode into other countries as well, because I have seen that some people that comment and are not even South Africans, they're like very inspired about all of this, so that's all good.
Thank you, Chantelle. Thank you for your continued support, and yes, you are a someone. What's next for you, by the way? You are marketing manager of the Hatfield group, okay, which is 34 dealers. That is a huge responsibility. What do you aspire to be next, or do next?
Honestly, sitting here, I don't know. There's so many volatile things that are happening, and Hatfield is growing at such a rapid pace that for me it is like, I'm playing this big role now, which I don't think it's a bad thing not to say that, oh, I want to become a director, or I want to become a franchise executive, or whatever it is.
So Brad, don't stress. Chris, no stress, okay? Yeah. She's not taking your jobs.
Yeah, so for me it is that I honestly don't think I am the best of the best yet. So that's going to be my challenge, in order to know a lot, and the market's changing so quickly, and evolving, because where previously you had main competitors at the top who's selling brands, you had a specific way that the customer was buying a car, you had a specific way of advertising cars and dealerships. Everything is changing daily. I mean, going from printed magazines to online, and then Facebook, and now Tik Tok, and all these different things that people are, and it's not just promoting the dealerships, promoting the sales executives, and it's empowering the salespeople to be a voice and not just an order taker. So all of that, I think, just means that for the next 5 years, I still have so much to do. That I'm still content where I am, and it's not because I just want to get stuck at it, but because I think there's still much more I can do.
Absolutely, and no, I don't think it has anything to do with a comfort zone. It has nothing to do with being in a safe place. I think your dedication to seeing, and it's happened, I think off air, I said to you, like, oh my goodness, I know almost every marketing director and manager in the motoring trade, and you are one of very few that literally goes throughout 33 dealers. You don't know everyone's name, but you literally just gave us names. And Chantelle, you were like, literally said to me, Desh, like, I don't really get along with this person or know this person, or we're just two different people, but she is phenomenal at the work she does. And that's something that's so special about you, Chantelle, and I think every person that anticipates or aspires to be in a role like yours should be able to do. Stick to being professional. She looks friendly, guys. Okay, she is friendly, but she is hardcore. And I think it's all about honesty for you. It's about honesty, and we appreciate that. The industry should appreciate that. Favoritism is something that we should not at all, be a part of. And there's a lot of lessons that we can learn from people like you. So I thank you for being a part of us. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Viewers, we would like to thank you for your continued support and encourage you to like and share our content. Our non-profit companies, the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, powered by MFC and Avo by Nedbank, and the Talk Studios, sponsored by Seriti Solutions and Avo by Nedbank, are platforms aimed at empowering, uplifting, and celebrating the women of motoring South Africa. We are not just telling stories, we are changing lives. If you are searching for a new or pre-owned vehicle, please visit www.auto.avo.africa. We have a wide range of vehicles on sale for you to choose from, and we only advertise on behalf of reliable and trustworthy MFC accredited dealerships. This car listing portal is user friendly, and you can also find vehicle reviews, car maintenance tips, and automotive advice, all courtesy of Talk the Talk Studios. Ladies, there you have it. Chantelle has been with us from day one of this show, and she's still with us, and that is what real, true championing for a cause like ours means. Consistency and absolute passion for seeing women rise. Ladies, life is tough, but that's what makes you stronger. Face each challenge with a smile, knowing that it won't last. But the lessons you've learned during those times, well, tough times never last, but tough people do. It's not enough to just love. It is important that you love strong. And that is a quote from my leader, Sadhguru. And with that, I would like to remind you that the question should never be, who's going to let me? It should be,
who's going to stop me?
There we go.